best get you a diaper on.
Have a good day.
No. Excuse me, I said please move it over there, not here. But hold on one second. Good day, LA Beast here, and today my mission is quite simple. And all that I plan on doing is seeing if Lay's classic potato chips here in 2025 taste exactly like they did 58 years ago in the year 1967. Because what I have done, I have in my hands right now, quite possibly one of the...
Dude, why would they change from this? Dude, this looks cooler. This layout is so much... Like, this ain't bad. Lay's ain't got, like, a bad layout. But this is so much better, bro. Like, truly.
The BHT and BHA additives were added in safe amounts here today. You know, we're going to find out together. And as I was trying to find some old commercials of Lay's potato chips...
You know what else is crazy about this? I'm surprised that these things don't disintegrate into nothing in all them years. 58-year-old.
Particularly from the year 1967, I think it's pretty cool that the actor Burt Lair, who actually played the Cowardly Lion in The Wizard of Oz in 1939, he was a spokesman for Lay's potato chips in the 1960s. So without further ado, first and foremost, I'm going to take the 2025 Lay's and Nestle Quick. I'm going to make that up, put it on the plate, and then...
I skipped 1 minute. What do you mean? I skipped ahead 1 minute. What did I miss?
Come over here. We're going to taste and compare. And like I said, I'm going to eat the whole damn bag. And you know what? The great thing is, the International Potato Chip Institute stamped this bag of Lay's potato chips as quality.
The Potato Chip Institute? I want to go to school there.
Let's find out. So here we go. We'll speed up me getting this stuff ready. All right. Again, you know what? There's no turning back. In the name of human science. All right. The positive thing is, as I'm shaking this, I can hear the dust moving around.
Oh, that's 58 years old too.
Like again, it smells like a fart. It's probably the old rusty tin. And you know what? Back in 1987, I could have won a U.S. ski team mug. Now, and over the years, it's actually pretty crazy. The Nesquik bunny has not changed tremendously. Here we go. 1987. This is 38-year-old.
Oh, 1987.
It's still sealed. Huh. It smells like cocoa. Let's just get an inside.
Bro said it smells like cocoa, and instead of putting a picture of like a cocoa bean or something, he puts a literal missing dog picture with that's named cocoa.
It actually looks pretty darn. So, not bad.
I hope they found Coco though. What year did he go missing? Oh, R.I.P. Big dog. That's got to be fake. No, he's alive. He's good.
It actually looks pretty darn the same.
Wait, that don't look bad.
Not bad. So the 2025 Nestle Quick versus 38-year-old Nestle Quick look the same. Again, let me just get a good whiff here. It smells like an Andes after dinner mint chocolate. Like whatever the chocolate from the Andes after dinner mint is. Get a nice...
I mean, you may say that looks like crazy. You may say that looks crazy, but for that being 38 years old, that don't look bad.
There we go. Just another nice scoop. All right, it's a little darker in color. Doesn't smell bad. You know, here's going to be the issue here.
Happy birthday, Sam.
Again, 1967.
I'm excited to see what them tater chips look like.
To not ruin the sanctity of the bag, I'm going to open it from the bottom. Here we go. I'm interested. I'm interested to see if potato chips can hold after all these years. Oh boy, that's opening. Okay, my first initial, it looks like salt. The chips themselves.
Bro, they held together a lot better. Chat, well, you got to put in perspective. That is 50, thanks Webroot. That is 58-year-old chips right there. I'm surprised there's anything left at all. The fact that there's solid chips in there at all is impressive.
Look like the potato chips that are on this plate right there. And it looks like on the side of the bag there's a whole bunch of salt.
I now proceed to carefully sniff the 58-year-old Lay's potato chips.
Alright, so, like, again, it smells as if, like, it's fresh Idaho potato. And like, these are just, like, slightly off.
Where does he find this stuff? Oh, he's been doing this literally since I was a kid. Oh, this ain't nothing. He has eaten some of the... Dude.
Doesn't smell like stale cardboard or anything like that.
He ate a goat heart and he got a parasite from it. Oh!
It smells like curly Q potatoes. Interesting. And then we'll...
He ate a cactus too.
Shots, and then we'll go from there. Here we go.
And he cut his toe off by accident. Chad, I'm telling y'all, this Mount Rushmore YouTuber right here. I remember the video when he accidentally cut his toe off. He was doing like a slip and slide in his kitchen, and he had like some oil on like his kitchen floor. He was doing a slip and slide, and he like ran into an counter, like cut his toe off. This dude got aura. This dude's the GOAT.
And I am scientifically going to find out in the name of human science whether or not 2025 Lay's potato chips taste exactly like they did back in the year 1967.
Right.
It's not as bad as I thought it would be.
That's what I'm saying.
I consumed an expired bag of 26-year-old Doritos. It smelled like rancid cheese cardboard. Okay, well, here we go. 2025. Look at that delicious chip.
They good. Not gonna lie, Lay's are good. They good.
Mm-hmm. Lay's potato chips, not my favorite. It's just coated with salt.
Yeah.
And it leaves your fingers just a little bit greasy.
It does do that. Yeah.
I believe the slogan is "You can't eat just one."
That's a good slogan they did.
All right.
Because you can't eat just one.
Some fresh Nestle Quick.
Remember the sugar-free gummy bears he ate? Yeah, when he ate the whole bag of sugar-free gummy bears and he was on the toilet for 20 straight hours.
Velvety, chocolatey cocoa flavor. Not bad on a hot summer's day.
Oh, he gonna eat all of them.
Here we go.
Oh, they gone.
Here we go.
58-year-old Lay's.
Which is the title of this video. Just shut up and eat the damn chips already. What do Lay's potato chips from
Bon
1967 taste like? There were hippies making love.
Say bon
Like,
appetit.
oh, you know what? Let's have a snack after making love. Just shut up and eat the chips.
Bon appetit. Say it.
It looks lighter in color.
You gotta say it. It's classic.
It doesn't smell like a fresh Idaho potato, but I guess whatever those preservatives are, I'm eating a 58-year-old potato chip.
It had some crunch action. It probably tastes like cardboard, don't it?
There's like no smell to it. It's very salty. And like, you know what my question is?
The music in the background.
Did Frito-Lay come out with like a old school bag like a couple years ago or something like that?
Did they?
I don't know. Like, it does specifically say 1967 Frito-Lay right in the corner there.
That is crazy.
Inside of the bag, questionable. Like, in my opinion, these taste pretty darn good
What?
for being 58 years old. They're salty.
They still have structure. How is that possible?
These just taste like pretty much the regular Lay's. Interesting. And if I had to say, if this bag is legitimate, I'll go back and do some research. In conclusion, already, even though it just slightly smells off, 2025 Lay's potato chips.
Did he put that animated hand there to flick the bag off the table when it fell?
It just slightly smells off. 2025 Lay's potato chips taste eerily similar to 58-year-old Lay's potato chips. I will give it that. All right, now let's take a sip of. Oh God, take a sip of 1987 chocolate milk.
Oh, see, that's the scare. Yeah.
Best.
Ooh! Is it good?
That's not what I'm talking about. I consumed expired candy bars from the late 1980s, early 1990s.
Bro said that's not what I'm talking
about.
Hey.
The 2025 Nestle Quick, it was like chocolatey, smooth, and velvety, which is the same consistency of 1987.
Right.
Like, as I'm drinking this 1987 Nestle Quick, it's like I can tell that I'm drinking something from the 80s.
Yeah.
I would say 63% chocolate flavor. And whatever that rest is like stale oldness. All right, so.
Classic, dude. That's Mount Rushmore. That's the GOAT right there. If you ain't never went down the LA Beast rabbit hole, do yourself a favor and go down the LA Beast rabbit hole, chat. For real. No joke. There's another. Welcome Home. Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 cinematic trailer. 1.1 million in 11 hours. Man, they got some motion, buddy. Let me tell you. Golly. GG. Lock in. It's Wendy's again.
It's time to come home. It's time to come home.
No, it ain't. Wow, this look good. Not gonna lie, they got this looking clean.
It's always been W.
When's the release date? Man, when's the release date? Chad, when's the release date? Who is that? I don't know who that is. That's got to be somebody brand new. I have absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea who that is right there. No clue. Oh my goodness, new Nukes video. Shout out Nukes Top 5, man. A new Nukes
Built in
video.
1917, the Santa Maria
Cap!
Inn. Built in 1917, the Santa Maria Inn is one of California's oldest and reportedly most haunted hotels.
Cap!
Guests and staff have been reporting strange activity here for decades. Objects moving on their own, unexplained voices and footsteps echoing through the halls, and doors opening and closing for no reason.
Cap!
So, Martha and her husband are staying at the Santa Maria Inn with their border collie, Oreo.
No, they ain't.
They're walking down a hallway when their dog starts acting a bit strange.
Oh, here we go with the dog action again.
He's looking at the bench. Oreo's freaking out, guys. And there's somebody sitting there. He doesn't want to go by it.
Yeah, let's make the assumption that my dog sees a ghost sitting on an old haunted bench rather than making my assumption that my dog's just dumb because it's a dog. Like Big Dog. My dog can see extraterrestrial ghost beings and it's scared of it, or the dog's just a goober. Yeah, that dog a goober for real.
Come on. Come on.
Dog a certified goober. Man, y'all need to quit scaring that
The
dog.
dog Oreo freaks out and wants nothing to do with the bench in the hotel's hallway. He jumps back, growls, and flat out refuses to go near it. But that's not all that happens in this video.
Man!
Because it's what they hear on the recording later that makes their skin crawl.
Oh no, don't do this. Don't do this.
This little light of mine has been dark for quite some.
Bro, y'all are so bored.
What did he say?
On playback, as Oreo is running away from the bench, a chilling disembodied voice whispers, "Come back, come back."
It's all right. Come on.
That's the dude whispering to the dog, bruh.
Now, Martha originally recorded this video of the dog's strange reaction over 5 years ago.
Man.
But she says she only recently realized that she also captured this chilling, unexplained voice calling out for their dog.
Come on.
Unseen attack.
A new attraction in town is sure to leave even some skeptics a little spooked. The Savannah Paranormal Museum is now open down on West Boundaries. Yikes.
The Savannah Paranormal Museum in downtown Savannah, Georgia is dedicated to the city's long haunted history and all things paranormal.
Man.
The museum also houses a large collection of supposedly haunted artifacts and dolls from around the world. And many believe these very items have actually led to the building itself being haunted.
Man, come on, man. No, that's the employee playing a prank on him with some fishing string right there. You see what happens? They want this place to be known as haunted, so they set up little stuff like that so people will say it's haunted, so people actually go to the museum. One of the employees tied a fishing string to that door and pulled it closed to scare them, so they go tell their friends that a door closed on its own and to come, you know what I mean? Hey, tell me I'm wrong, Chad. Come on. I didn't do that.
But lately, activity at the museum seems to be escalating and becoming more aggressive.
Cap.
One morning, the museum's podcast producer, JT Timmons, is working at the front desk when something happens that terrifies him.
Cap. Bro, what you mean, dude?
First, JT hears a cough from somewhere nearby.
Yo,
And
Risen with the
turns to
fight.
look, but there's no one there. In fact, he's the only person in the building. Then something shoves him hard into the desk.
We have no proof of that, I fear.
He grabs his laptop and just hurries out of the museum.
I fear that we have no proof
Just
of
a
that.
week later, and the group is conducting a paranormal investigation inside the Savannah Paranormal Museum. What happens next is chilling.
What are you angry about?
Dude,
Steer away.
dude, Chad.
It's Judas.
You alright? Is that you?
Chad, come on.
One of the paranormal investigators is slammed in the back by an unseen force, nearly knocking him to the ground. Did the Paranormal Museum capture 2 real ghost attacks on camera? You can check out their full video covering both incidents.
Bro, there ain't no ghosts out here punching people.
Channel Haunted City Studios.
Ah, my back hurts.
For yourself. Invisible guest.
Man.
A young woman named Sydney is invited to be a bridesmaid at a family wedding. She's thrilled, especially when she finds out that the bride's parents have rented a nice old Airbnb for her family to stay at all week. But her excitement fades fast. Because from the moment they arrive, Sydney notices that her dog starts acting strangely at the bottom of the staircase.
Because it's a dog!
Something there is really disturbing him.
We were just out walking my dog. And when we came in, we heard...
Bro just standing there.
Jesus Christ.
Ma'am, what's the problem? Ma'am, what's the problem? Yeah, the balloons moved, you just closed the window. Oh, so you mean to tell me you went to the top of these stairs and you pulled some fishing string attached to your dog's collar from upstairs? Are you actually serious?
Some unseen force seems to suddenly pull the dog's leash upward before it falls back around the dog's neck. The clip alone is creepy enough.
Why that dog just standing there like that? Did you tell that dog to stay there so you could do this?
If you listen closely, right before the leash seems to be yanked upward, you can hear what sounds like footsteps running up the old wooden staircase.
Don't tell me to listen up.
Sydney has no idea what could have made the dog's leash fly upward like that.
I have an idea, I just said it.
Okay, so this is the leash. If this moves, I'm literally going to run.
Okay.
Every day looks different, but origin...
There she goes again.
Being a dog.
I don't think the leash is gonna move, but she's definitely sensing something.
It's a dog.
Again, the dog reacts as if there is something there, but Sydney can't figure out what's going on.
Sydney.
However, she's starting to notice a pattern. The dog only freaks out at the bottom of the stairs, never near the top.
I just found a door back here. So I don't think that it's what's on the stairs. I think it's something that's...
We get it, you got your nails did.
The door is locked. Obviously, it's an Airbnb.
Man, come on, bro.
They lock a lot of the doors up.
As she looks around, she realizes that there's a locked door.
This is just a video so she can flex she got her nails done.
Sydney and her sister decide to investigate the strange door, and what they find is absolutely chilling.
So this is the...
Oh my goodness, we see your nails!
You guys can see their light is on right there. I wonder if it's... Just... Can you imagine there's someone right behind the door? Oh my god.
Dude. Oh, man.
As Sydney pulls her phone back, someone seems to turn the doorknob and yank the door.
Yo, Yaki
Sydney
with the 10,
is terrified. She thinks that maybe there is someone else in the Airbnb with them.
I sent the video to the landlord of the Airbnb. asking, like, hey, is there someone else renting? No.
Sydney, you need to go to bed. Something pulled your phone, huh? This is just disrespecting my intelligence at this point. If you think I am stupid enough to believe this, Sydney, you have absolutely lost your mind.
It's cold outside, but you can keep warm in some all-new Nuke Stop 5 merch.
Facts.
Now, of course, we have t-shirts, hoodies, and coffee mugs. But we
Facts.
also have blankets, pillows, and long sleeves.
Facts.
You even get stockings?
Yeah.
And wrapping paper.
W plug.
Anyway, shipping is free, and be sure to order by December 10th to get delivery before Christmas. Go to nukestop5.com to shop now.
Yeah.
Or, like whenever you feel like it. Maybe after the video.
Facts.
Hitcher.
What was that, sir?
That's not human! That's not human!
So this next audio clip was actually sent to me months ago, and I ignored it. I figured it was another fake, over-the-top 911 creature encounter story. But after it kept getting sent in to me over and over, I finally decided to look into it. And it turns out this is a real 911 call. The call was made in Pender County, North Carolina on July 31st, 2021 at around 11 p.m. And Snopes.com actually confirmed it with the Pender County Sheriff's Office.
Cap.
It is maybe the weirdest 911 call I have ever heard. Take a listen.
Pender County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
I'm driving on 210. I just crossed the Black River, and I thought I saw a guy standing on the side of the road bleeding.
Okay, where are you at, sir?
He just said it.
On 210. I just crossed the Black River. I'm heading towards 53E. I just passed Patriots Watch.
Okay, so you're over near Morse Creek?
Yes.
Okay. And did you saw a man standing on the side of the road?
Yo, she sound like my granny talking. That's how my granny.
What was that, sir?
That's not human! That's not human!
Sir, are you okay, sir?
There's something in the back of my truck!
Buddy, no there is not!
What was that, sir?
Bro hit a deer or something!
That's not human! That's not human!
Sir, are you okay, sir?
There's something in the back of my truck!
Okay, what's in the road?
No, it's not in the road, it's in my truck! In the bed!
There's something in the bed of your truck?
Oh, why you lying?
Yes, ma'am, I just turned on my bed lights for my truck and there's something in my bed.
Okay, yeah, it's fake.
Okay, sir, when you say something, what do you mean?
I just knocked it off of the bed of my truck and went over my roof.
Okay, what was it?
Popeyes put garlic content.
Holy man!
Dig in.
Hey!
Now again, this call is verified. It is a real 911 call.
Oh, I know it's a real 911 call.
Obviously,
I know
that
the
doesn't
call
mean
is real.
Everything the caller said is verified. According to the man, he first saw what looked like an injured person on the side of the road. And then out of nowhere, a pale humanoid figure with sunken eyes and no nose or ears jumped into the bed of his truck and pressed its face right against the back glass. He said,
Dude, why can't something like this happen to me? Dude, Dude, I wish something like this would happen to me. I want to be driving down the road in the middle of the night and have an alien-looking creature like this jump into the bed of my truck and look through my back windshield. Why exactly? So I could confirm that something like this actually isn't just made up. That'd be the only reason. Are you stupid? No, you want to know why I'm not? Because some humanoid, pale gray alien figure is not going to jump into my bed of my truck in the middle of the night while I'm driving down the road. You want to know why? Because they're not out there.
As he slammed on the brakes and the thing flew over the cab, hit the road, got up, and ran into the woods. The YouTube channel Carolina Case Files actually confirmed the report with Pender County Sheriff Alan Cutler.
About 11 o'clock.
A report don't mean nothing. A report can be confirmed. That's just he reported it. You reported that it happened. That's not proof that it actually happened.
PM that evening, a call came into our 911 dispatch of an individual standing on the side of the road.
Dude.
And it appeared to be bleeding.
Dude.
Now, he stated he was traveling 55 or 60 mile an hour, so I can see how traveling at that speed in the dark, it would be difficult to exactly identify what he saw. But he stated that it looked like a human being standing there with streaks of blood coming down. It is very hard to listen to that call, to that 911 tape, without becoming somewhat unnerved. It actually bothered me the first time that I heard
I'm
it.
about to go over there in a truck and just drive around that road.
Obviously, there's no way to verify what the man saw.
Exactly!
But keep in mind, he stayed on the line with 911, pulled over, and actually met up with sheriff's deputies. And he wasn't arrested for making a false report or for being under the influence of anything.
Okay.
So what exactly happened out there?
He made up a story.
Sheriff Cutler says people in that area report strange things.
People lie. Human beings are dirty liars for no reason, just for attention. It is easily the reason somebody do something like that.
All the time.
For years, the residents and people out there in the Curry area near the battlefield have reported seeing things and hearing things that they couldn't exactly understand.
You can watch a full deep dive on this case over on the YouTube channel, Carolina Case Files. Pulled from a dream.
Man.
Nuke's Top 5 viewer Nikolai says that ever since they moved his young daughter Hannah into her own room...
I can't watch another video of a little kid sitting there goo goo gaga pointing at the corner talking about I see a ghost. I can't do it. I cannot do it.
And her leg doesn't even seem to make contact with the bed. So it's hard to believe that a toddler could create that much force on her own. But is it supernatural? As always, you decide. If you see something that you think would be perfect for the top 5, email me at nukestop5@gmail.com. You can also tag me on TikTok at nukestop5official. And be sure to tag
Somebody
me
please send this man a real ghost video.
only at nukestop5official, because there are a lot of fake accounts on there. What waits in the shadows?
Oh my goodness! Golly!
Who done it? We're looking for a house closer to everything, but we don't know where to start.
Find it with real.
A woman named Sarah cleans rental homes for a realtor whenever tenants move out.
Okay.
But there's a house that she keeps getting called back to because renters never seem to stay there for long.
Okay.
Always breaking their leases and leaving early. The realtor has never explained why. Sarah decides to film a quick tour of the house, and she starts to realize why no one ever stays.
Right.
Esta casa se ha limpiado muchísimas veces porque rompe el contrato a la gente. Ay, no mames. Ya es noche. Estoy sola. Chingados estoy. No hay nada. Me dio cosa esa pinche puerta. ¿Dónde está la luz acá?
Oh, no, you need to cut a light on. You're going to have to cut a light on. Thank you.
Ok, ahorita les voy a enseñar. Esta es una recámara. Se está poniendo ahorita tenso. Ahorita les voy a enseñar qué es eso.
No, there's something wrong with this house, though. I ain't saying it's haunted. This house just looked creepy. I couldn't live in here.
Hey, ¿andan acá? No mames. Espérenme. Iba a dejar grabando, pero la neta ya me está dando cosa. Se escucha el ruido para acá. No sé qué sea. El ruido para acá. No sé qué sea. Escuché mucho ruido. Tengo que ir a apagar las luces de allá.
I'm seeing a whole bunch of nothing!
The door to the toilet opens on its own, but Sarah shrugs it off. Then a creepy voice can be heard mumbling something indistinct. Again, somewhere in seems to peek out at her and then duck back inside. But in the dark, even Sarah doesn't see it. And just to confirm that this isn't pareidolia or just something already in the room, earlier in this video, Sarah filmed into the same room, and there was nothing there.
Oh, somebody was in that house.
A few moments later, another door opens on its own, and Sarah has had about enough of the creepy house. She just heads for the door. But did Sarah capture a haunted house
It's
that
just a
renders
shadow.
just...
I actually could. It could. Yeah. It could be. I can tell you what it's absolutely not. It's not a ghost. Like, let's get that out of the way. I can tell you what it absolutely is not. It is not a ghost. It is anything but that. A shadow, somebody just sitting in there. Hey.
won't stay in? Let me know what you think. Scary videos. This is where all the videos go that...
Man, chat, maybe one of these days, chat, maybe one of these days, we're gonna be convinced that ghosts are real, man. One of these days, dude, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Maybe one of these days, bruh. Yo, Slug with the 5,000 bits. W Slug with the 5,000. Oh! I messed up and didn't pin my bits before. Can you draw some for me? I'll get it tattooed on me next time I see my artist, WK. Yeah, think of something you want, and I got you. Let me know. Just think of something you want. I got you. So, Case, you used to watch Zach Bagans and whatnot. Do you not believe what they saw? Also, you should watch Demon House by him. I did watch Demon House by Zach Bagans, and I've never been more disappointed in my entire life watching that. Had to watch that, though. Ooh!
Disturbing last seen CCTVs.
Yeah, y'all can read that.
On the evening of December 7th, 2000, Trevor Deely went to his office's Christmas party at a nightclub down the street from the Bank of Ireland in Dublin, where he had been working in the IT department for about a year. Upon leaving the party at 3:30 a.m., Trevor couldn't get a ride back to his apartment due to a massive taxi driver's strike, and his only option was to walk home through an area notorious for crime and gang violence.
Oh, no.
It was a 20-minute walk home, and since the bank was pretty much just up the street, Trevor decided to make a quick stop at his office to grab his umbrella before walking home in the rain. Strangely, the bank's CCTV footage shows a man dressed in black standing behind one of the pillars of the bank's gate. The man can be seen standing there for almost half an hour before Trevor arrives. A little after 3:30, the man in black pulls out his cell phone to take a call, and
cell phone? They had cell phones in 2000?
a few seconds later, Trevor walks by, also on the phone. Police later determined that at that exact time, Trevor had made a phone call to a coworker who was still at the bank. The CCTV video shows Trevor arriving at the bank's front gate, and a second man dressed in black steps out of the shadows to talk to him. Trevor ends his call as he opens the gate and talks to the man in black. It doesn't look like they know each
Officer
other,
with the
but
fire.
Trevor doesn't seem to be scared or concerned. The man simply stands by the gate as Trevor walks in, and a few minutes later, the man in black walks out of the camera's view. Trevor's co-worker reported that he and Trevor shared a cup of tea that night and talked about the party for a while, and that Trevor had also logged onto his work computer for a couple of minutes just before he left the bank at about 4 a.m. The CCTV footage shows Trevor stepping out onto the street and opening his umbrella before walking home. He didn't appear to be followed, and a few minutes later at about 4:06 a.m., he made a call to a friend to let him know that everything was alright and then he was on his way home. But since his friend was still asleep, he left a voicemail. That voicemail would be the last time that anyone heard from Trevor Deely. At 4:14 a.m., Trevor was seen walking by an ATM on a street about 15 minutes away from his apartment. Less than 30 seconds later, a man in black appears on screen, apparently following Trevor.
That's probably the same dude, bruh.
16 years later in 2016, the CCTV footage was digitally enhanced, and police determined that the man in black from the bank was the same man who later followed him. This was the last footage where Trevor was seen alive. Although he missed work on Friday, his co-workers didn't seem to find it strange, considering that many other employees were still hungover from the party and had also taken the day off. But after his friends and family couldn't get in touch with him over the weekend, and he didn't show up for work on Monday, he was immediately reported missing.
Welcome to Take 5 Oil Change.
Hey, how long will this take? I'm kind of in a rush.
Oh, just 10 minutes.
Get out! 10 minutes?
Trevor's friends and family led the search
7 minutes.
From the beginning, and it was actually his friends and not the police who managed to get the disturbing footage from that evening. Unfortunately, they didn't have access to the footage until 4 days after his disappearance, which meant that the police had lost valuable time in the search for Trevor Deely. There may have been more CCTV footage of Trevor from that night, but at the time, CCTV cameras recorded their footage on VHS tapes, which were often recorded over with new footage, erasing the previous footage in the process. Over the years, several theories about Trevor's disappearance have surfaced, but none of them have been confirmed. Some have speculated that he might have been intoxicated that night, which may have caused him to fall into the water under the bridge and drown. But Irish police searched all nearby bodies of water, and no signs of Trevor were ever found. Most people believe that the mysterious man who was seen following Trevor in the CCTV footage had something to do with his disappearance.
This is another example of how crazy disappearances are. This dude went missing in the year 2000 and never seen again. Ever. It's been 25 years, bruh.
But to this day, he remains unidentified.
Golly.
In 2017, police received a tip from an anonymous source who claimed to know what had happened to Trevor. According to this source, the man who followed Trevor that night was a gang member who murdered Trevor after he refused to help him gain access to the Bank of Ireland building. The man supposedly buried him in the woods a few miles away from where Trevor was last seen. For several weeks, 20 police officers and a search dog continued to search the site, but after 2 months of digging, the search was called off.
Nah, Chad, this was just some random tip they got. This wasn't guaranteed what happened.
Years after the incident, Trevor Deely's chilling disappearance is an open and active case.
Still ain't nothing!
The events leading up to it, however, are still a mystery.
Man, golly, man.
On November 28, 2012, Emma Philippoff disappeared under very strange circumstances in Victoria, British Columbia. A year before her mysterious disappearance, Emma had fulfilled her lifelong dream of moving to the Canadian West from Perth, Ontario. Although she arrived in Victoria without a job or place to live, Emma quickly moved in with a friend and found work at a local cafe while she looked for her own place to live. Things seemed to be going well for Emma, but when winter came, she became much more withdrawn and started acting in strange ways. According to her roommate, it wasn't uncommon to see Emma engage in obsessive-compulsive rituals and erratic...
Yo, 1,000 bits from Pope. In case I'm having issues with my job and I'm wanting to leave, should I leave and pursue being a... Yes. Yes, you should leave and pursue being a teacher. A life too short to be messing around with them jobs. Ritual.
But when winter came, she became much more withdrawn and started acting in strange ways. According to her roommate, it wasn't uncommon to see Emma engage in obsessive-compulsive rituals and erratic behaviors, and to fall victim to what seemed to be manic episodes.
Some ritual action.
Just a few months after her arrival in Victoria, Emma abruptly left her friend's apartment, quit her job at the cafe, and began living pretty much anywhere she could find. She stayed at a hotel, camped in the woods, and even slept on boats in Victoria's harbor for a while. By early 2012, Emma was living in a women's shelter in Victoria. That summer, Emma landed a seasonal job at Red Fish Bluefish, a popular seafood restaurant in Victoria's Inner Harbor.
Yo, that sounds good. Red Fish, Bluefish. Where you work at? Oh, I got a job over there at Redfish Bluefish.
Where she seemed relatively happy for a while.
Yo, YS
It was also around that time that Emma bought a red Mazda MPV van in hopes of permanently living on the road and traveling to different cities in the US, Mexico, and Canada. When she left her seasonal job in October, she assured her co-workers that she would be back in the spring. Unfortunately, Emma's mental health struggles kept her from reaching the freedom she longed for, and her behavior grew increasingly erratic and unpredictable. In the months before her disappearance, her friends and some of the staff at the women's shelter mentioned that she had been acting paranoid over an unnamed man she had dated back when she was a culinary school student at Perth. She never mentioned whether they had kept in touch, but this seemed to be one of the causes for her paranoid behavior. A few weeks before her disappearance, Emma had an episode where she dragged the furniture in the women's shelter across the street and later claimed that she heard voices coming from the furniture telling her to do it. Around that time, she also gave away and sold many of her personal belongings. On November 20th, Emma was seen on CCTV at the YMCA in Victoria. In this strange video, she can be seen walking in and out of the building several times in the span of 14 minutes. Some people have speculated that she might have been trying to hide from someone, while others claim she was probably waiting for a ride and didn't want to spend the entire time outside in the freezing cold while her ride arrived. But neither of these theories were ever confirmed. 3 days after this footage was captured, Emma had a series of emotional conversations over the phone with her mother, during which Emma asked her mother to let her move back in with her in Perth. Her mother agreed, but grew concerned after Emma changed her mind several times between moving back to Perth and staying in Victoria during their conversations.
For me, I thought he said his mom was gonna say no. W mom though. She said yeah.
On November 28th, Emma's mother realized she was living in a woman's shelter after she dialed back a number that Emma had called from, and a staff member answered the phone. Concerned about her daughter's well-being, she immediately took a plane to Victoria.
She took a plane to go help her too, either.
Same day, at around 8:30 a.m., Emma was captured on CCTV walking into a 7-Eleven and buying a prepaid card for $200. Later that afternoon, she went back to the 7-Eleven to buy a prepaid cell phone, which she never activated. The video shows Emma repeatedly looking out the window and hesitating before leaving the store, as if she was trying to avoid someone on the outside. Her paranoid behavior suggests that she might have been followed or threatened, but this was never confirmed. After finally leaving the 7-Eleven, she arrived back at the shelter at about 6 p.m. to find out that her mother was on her way to pick her up and take her home. Upon hearing the news from a staff member, Emma rushed out the front door and took a cab to the airport. A few minutes later, though, Emma cut the ride short by telling the driver she couldn't afford the $60 ride, even though reports mentioned that she had had over $2,000 on her at the time.
With Hotels.com, members save up to 20%. With that kind of discount, you could stay at a place with a...
Dennis Quay, an acquaintance of Emma, later ran into her at a crossing outside the Empress Hotel at around 8 p.m. She was barefoot, and according to Dennis, she seemed extremely agitated and refused to cross the street. Emma's paranoid behavior led Dennis to ask her if she was being followed, but she assured him that she wasn't. Not knowing what else to do, Dennis called the police to tell them there was a dazed and distressed woman walking barefoot in front of the Empress Hotel.
At least he called the police.
A few minutes later, Victoria police arrived and spoke to Emma for 45 minutes. Somehow, the officers decided that she was not a threat to herself or anyone else, and they let her go. That was the last time anyone ever saw Emma. 3 hours after she was last seen, her mother arrived at the women's shelter to pick her up, but Emma was nowhere to be found. After her mother reported her missing, the search for Emma Filipoff began.
Man, why? What you mean you let her go? Look what happened! Look what happened!
A Mazda van in the Chateau Victoria Hotel parking lot, where she had paid to get it towed 3 days before her disappearance on November 25th. Inside the van were all of Emma's belongings, including her laptop, passports, a pillow, and clothes, indicating that she might have been planning to move back to Perth or run away. Unfortunately, this is where Emma's case went cold, except for a few mysterious...
Would you want them to do? Arrest her? Yeah, because that's the only option when they show up. Shut up.
Tips. In 2014, a man walked into a convenience store in Gastown, about 75 miles north of Victoria. According to the store owner, the man ripped off a poster advertising a $25,000 reward for finding Emma, telling the owner that Emma wasn't missing. He claimed that Emma was his girlfriend and that she had been living with him and that she ran away from her family because she hated them. Although the store owner reported this to the police, the man was never identified. 4 years later in 2018, almost 6 years after Emma's disappearance, another man confirmed that he had seen her on the morning after her disappearance, claiming that up until then he hadn't made the connection that the woman he had seen was Emma. According to the man, Emma was standing on the side of the road, barefoot and soaking wet, looking nervous and paranoid as she asked the man for a ride. She claimed she was going to visit a friend in Colwood, about 10 miles from Victoria. The man told Emma he couldn't take her that far, but he drove her a few miles and dropped her off at a nearby gas station. After that, nobody ever saw Emma again. Strangely, the identity of this friend that Emma mentioned she was going to visit is still a mystery. Although Emma's mother has searched non-stop for her daughter for several years, the cause for Emma's disappearance is still unknown.
Still 2012, gone. See, Chad, that's the crazy part about these, bruh. People just disappear, don't never see nothing of them again. How?
Some people speculate that she might have fallen victim to the man she mentioned she dated back in Perth, even though the police interrogated him and eventually cleared him. Another possibility is that she was kidnapped by the man in the green shirt in the footage. Due to Emma's mental state in the weeks leading up to her disappearance, other people think that her mental health struggles might have gotten the best of her. 11 years later, and police still don't know whether Emma even left the island in the first place, or if she's still out there somewhere.
Just no information, man.
The haunting disappearance of the Jameson family in 2009 gave
I've heard of this one.
attention and media coverage after some disturbing footage of the family was found by police. In 2009, Bobby and Sherilyn Jameson lived with their 6-year-old daughter Madison in Eufaula, Oklahoma. Although they lived what appeared to be normal
appreciate
lives,
you, Zach,
the
for 1,000
Jamesons'
bits.
marriage
Thank you,
was a
Zach.
rocky
W.
one,
Zach, man.
and police
Appreciate
have
that,
long
bro.
tried to figure out if their difficult circumstances were somehow tied to their disappearance. Around the time of their disappearance, the couple had been dealing with financial issues. Since 2003, the Jamesons had been on disability after Bobby was involved in a serious
Yeah, I've
car
seen this
accident
one. They all
causing
went missing,
severe
chat.
chronic back pain. His wife Sherilyn had her own health issues. She had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, but sometimes refused to take her medication. In 2009, the family decided to drive up to check out a 40-acre plot of land in Red Oaks, Oklahoma, about 30 miles away from their home in Eufaula. They specifically asked to inspect the plot of land without a real estate agent present.
You look like an orange, buddy. What kind of elementary insult is that? You look like an orange. Buddy, grow up.
Jamesons had told their friends and family that they were planning on moving there to start a new life after pulling their 6-year-old daughter Madison out of kindergarten over some kind of disagreement with their daughter's school. During the week they drove up to Red Oaks, nobody heard from the family. Because they were an unusually private family that often went off the grid without contacting anybody for weeks at a time, nobody assumed that the Jamesons had disappeared. But after a pair of hunters discovered the family's truck abandoned on a dirt road at the edge of the woods 9 days after they were last seen,
I remember seeing this picture.
That something was wrong. Inside the truck, police found a GPS, cell phones, empty pill bottles, wallets, and $32,000 in cash, which was extremely strange considering the Jamesons had been struggling
What you think they did with that $32,000 in cash they found?
financially. Disturbingly, the Jamesons' dog was found alive in the truck, dehydrated and starving after spending days in the locked vehicle. Police also reported that they found a chilling 11-page angry letter from Sherilyn to Bobby, in which she accused him of hating his daughter and being a loner and a hermit. According to a specific police report, there was a haunting sentence in the letter that read, "I would not wish my daughter to be raised in foster care because of you being in prison for attempted murder and her mother dead." At this point, it was impossible for anyone to know what had happened to the Jamesons. But immediately after it was determined that the family was missing, police started a search around the area where the truck was found. For 9 months, a search team consisted
9 months, nothing.
of 400 volunteers, 16 search dogs, unmanned drones, planes, horses, and a specialized search unit scoured the woods in search of the missing family. During this time, police found unsettling footage recorded by the family's home security cameras from the day the Jamesons vanished. In the video, Bobby and Sherilyn can be seen loading their truck in preparation for the trip.
Yeah. Yo.
My name is Cecilia.
Man, come
I'm a
on.
mom of 2 girls, a psychologist, and I choose to transform my PBC treatment journey with
But something immediately seems off about the footage. The couple make over 20 trips to load the truck, sometimes putting things in the truck and then taking those same things back to the house, then back to the truck again. A few times, the husband and wife even walk from the truck to the house and back again without carrying anything in their hands. Strangely, the couple changed clothes several times throughout the video, and it's hard to tell exactly with the low frame rate of the footage, but they seem to not interact with each other a single time.
But all you simpletons talking about YouTube Premium. I want YouTube Premium! I like getting ads in the middle of a video. It's part of the experience. I don't need no YouTube Premium.
Psychologist that was called in to review the footage immediately attributed the couple's bizarre trance-like movements and strange behavior to illegal drug use. Bobby had a history of drug use, but it was never confirmed whether the couple was under the influence of drugs during the video. After looking deeper into the Jamisons' lives, police were only left with more questions. A pastor close to the family mentioned that shortly before their disappearance, Bobby had told him that there were spirits living on the roof of his house, and he had even requested that an exorcism be performed at his home multiple times.
Exorcism?
Bobby Jamison also owned a copy of the Satanic Bible, which he had been reading before his disappearance to try and find a way to make the spirits leave his house. Friends and family members have also mentioned that they believe the house was haunted, and many of them reported having paranormal experiences and feeling an overwhelmingly dark presence whenever they visited the house. Despite the validity of these claims, it is known that Sherilyn Jamison was involved in a kind of witchcraft. She frequently held seances at her house and often spoke about her supposed paranormal experiences.
Seances?
Sherilyn owned cats, and after they died, she suspected that her neighbors had poisoned them, so she spray painted the words, "Witches do not like it when their cats are killed," on a large metal storage container on the Jamisons' property. The mystery around the case continued to grow, but it wasn't until November 2013, 4 years after the Jamisons' disappearance, that two deer hunters stumbled upon the skeletal remains of two adults and a small child, about 3 miles from where the family's truck had been found 4 years earlier.
They gone, Chad, they gone.
Because the bones were heavily decomposed, it wasn't until 8 months later that forensic investigators were finally able to confirm that the skeletons belonged to the Jamison family. Due to the state of the skeletal remains, the cause of death couldn't be determined. With so many disturbing events and unsettling circumstances leading to the family's disappearance, many theories about what had happened to the Jamisons began to surface. Police began by investigating Bobby Jamison's father in connection with the murders. Less than 6 months before the family's disappearance, Bobby had sued his father for $10,000 for making him work unpaid at his gas station, promising him that he'd give his son a stake in the business in the future. After his father sold the gas station and refused to pay him, Bobby started a
Somebody
lawsuit
say Elvis, he does look like Elvis. I'm not gonna lie, it's giving a little bit of Elvis action
against his father. But things took a dark turn, and Bobby had to get a restraining order after his father threatened to kill him and his family multiple times. Even though Bobby's father was a known meth user and was involved in criminal activity, police concluded that he was not involved in the family's death. One popular theory is that, considering Bobby Jamison's drug use and the unexplained $32,000 found in the family's car, it's possible that the Jamisons were involved in the drug trade and were killed in a drug deal gone wrong.
No, I don't know about that.
Where the bodies were found in is notorious for drug activity, but no solid evidence has been found to support this theory. Police found a small hole on the back of Bobby's head, but forensic experts believe that it was too small to be a bullet hole, and that it was most likely caused by animals after his death.
Oh, yeah.
Other people have speculated that the Jamisons could have been involved in a cult. The strange symbols and cryptic writing that was found on the family's truck seem to support this idea, and Sherilyn's own mother claimed that her daughter was on a cult's hit list for some unknown reason.
What?
Although there has been cult activity in eastern Oklahoma since the 90s, their presence has decreased over the years, and it was never confirmed
Chad,
that
imagine you was on a cult hit list.
Jamisons had any involvement with a cult. Because of the hate letter found in the truck and the couple's history of mental illness and drug use.
Somebody just said I am. What did you do?
People think that either Bobby or Sherilyn could have murdered their family before themselves. With no evidence at the scene to support any of these theories, the case has remained unsolved for 14 years. Police and investigators are still searching for new evidence, but there are currently no suspects for the disappearance and murder of the Jamison family.
R.I.P. though.
On the evening of Wednesday, July 29, 2015, Stephen Mackerel went out with his brother and some friends to Lucky's Tavern, a popular bar in downtown Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Y'all ever been there, chat?
Stephen's brother left the bar at 11 p.m. to go to work the next morning. When he noticed Stephen was intoxicated, he told his brother to go home and drive safely. But the night was still young, and at around 1:30 a.m., Steven and his friends left the bar and agreed to meet in the parking lot of a nearby Walgreens to plan their next
Walgreens?
Steven never made it to the Walgreens, and his friends never saw him again. Steven lived with his parents and worked as a professional poker dealer at a casino in Hollandale Beach near Fort Lauderdale. When he didn't come home the next day and didn't show up for work the day after that, his family knew something was wrong. Police reported that there were several surveillance systems in the area where Steven was last seen, but they said it might take weeks before they could gather the relevant footage. In the meantime, investigators interviewed the friends and family members who had last seen Steven. Thinking that he might have gotten into an accident due to his intoxicated state, police conducted searches in many different lakes and ponds, but nothing important was found. The search became even more complicated when investigators learned that Steven's phone battery had died at the bar. Because the phone was never turned on after that night, it was impossible for police to use the phone to locate Steven. At the time of his disappearance, Steven was 25 and had a 1-year-old daughter and a long-term girlfriend he had plans to marry. And his friends and family claimed that he was not the type of person who would voluntarily walk out of his life and just vanish with no explanation. Unfortunately, some of the footage that was found during the investigation suggests that Steven's disappearance was not at all his choice. 2 weeks after he was last seen, police discovered that Steven had used his credit card at a gas station in Pompano Beach about an hour after
somebody killed him and stole his credit card, bro.
he left the bar. It was about a 15-mile drive from the bar to the gas station, and nobody understood why Steven had even taken that detour in the first place. The surveillance footage from inside the gas station shows Steven entering the store at 2:26 a.m., appearing to be intoxicated as he stumbles around the store, shopping for snacks. His behavior doesn't seem to bother the store owner.
Wait, what?
And less than a minute later, he walks to the counter to pay for the snacks with his credit card. For a few minutes after that, Steven had a casual conversation with 2 young women who were inside the gas station, but this happened out of the camera's view. Nearly a week after the initial footage was revealed, police obtained additional footage of Steven that completely changed the course of the investigation.
What?
The CCTV footage shows Steven standing next to his 2013 white Ford Fusion in the parking lot. He seems to get into some sort of altercation with the driver of an unidentified silver sedan, and as the silver car pulls away, Steven takes a step back and throws what appears to be his drink at the driver.
GG, there it is, bro. They came back and killed him.
He gestures with his hands at the driver as he gets into his vehicle, and 3 minutes later, the silver car circles back into the gas station, this time pulling right behind Steven's car. The driver's intentions are unknown, but as soon as Steven pulled right,
they circled back and pulled up behind him when he was leaving.
The driver's intentions are unknown, but as soon as Steven pulls away in his Ford, the silver sedan speeds after him. This was the last
There it is. There it is, bruh.
time Steven was seen alive. All police knew about the driver was that he was an African-American man who had walked shirtless into the gas station store a few minutes before the incident, but was never identified. For 8 years, Fort Lauderdale police have been searching for Steven's car. His license plate was never seen.
They never even found the car!
Indicating that he never left the Fort Lauderdale area. Search teams have combed through over 20 bodies of water looking for the car, but nothing has ever been found. Disturbingly, during the searches, almost 20 other vehicles have turned up in nearby lakes, ponds, and canals, including stolen vehicles with bullet holes, but nothing relating to Steven's disappearance. Not even a clue. As of 2023, detectives and investigators still have no idea if Steven was involved in an accident, or if he became the victim of something much more sinister.
Well, I think judging from that CCTV footage at that gas station, we know exactly what happened. He got killed, bruh. He was outside, he got into a fight with somebody. They tried to take off driving, he threw a big gulp at their car. Busted, hit the car. He got like Mr. Pibb all over the car. They said, nah, I ain't going for that. Circled back in the gas station, got behind him. He tried to leave. They followed him out to a secluded area. They killed him, and they did something with his car, bruh. R.I.P. See, Chad, that's why when something happens and you get into an altercation with somebody you don't know, bro, you can't do nothing, bro. You can't. You gotta let it go because you never know. You get into a fight with the wrong person, bro, they kill you, bro. Like if you road raging or something, as much as you want to get out and do something, you can't do it, bro, because all it takes is it's the wrong person.